What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Becoming Roy podcast. I'm your host, Roy, and this show exists to help people discover who it is they're made to be. And I do that by, one, sharing a little bit that I know, two, sharing the journey that I'm on of becoming the person that I feel I'm made to be, and three, by having on guests and having conversations with people that are living inspired lives. Now, I'm pretty hyped because I have an S-tier guest scheduled. The show should be live this time next week. I'm pretty hyped. I'm very hyped. I can't believe that these guests are going to come on. They are just big inspirations to me and have been huge helps in me and in my journey. And I'm very excited. I'm very hyped. You will not want to miss it. Okay. Anyways, lots to update you on. Like I just said, I'm going to update journeys on my updates on my journey to bring people in, because I want people to see the progress that I'm making. Not because it's like, oh, look at Roy, look at what he's doing. But I'm not special. There's nothing special about me. I'm not saying that in a self-deprecating way. I'm just saying I am just like most other people, okay? I am an average guy. I'm overweight. I've had the same New Year's resolution for the last 10 years, which isn't just losing weight. I've also been wanting to figure out how to solve a Rubik's Cube, but whatever. But I have these dreams and passions and goals and aspirations that I have not done. And some of them have been the same for 10 years. Some of my biggest dreams, I can remember having as early as 12 years old, which is a long time ago, more than 10 years ago, a little more than 15 years ago. And so I say all that because I'm going to give you a little update on my progress, but it's not because I'm anything special. Like, you can do the thing. You can do the thing. You can do the thing. I believe so strongly, and I have such conviction about this, that there's something inside of you. There's a gift, there's a talent, there's a book that needs to be written, songs that need to be released, an education that you need to obtain, a business you need to open. There's something inside of you that you can't shake, that you've wanted to do for years, that you need to get out. And that's on you. You owe it to me. You owe it to the world. You owe it to your friends to share your gift, whatever that is, whether it's being a nurse, whether it's releasing music, whether it's whatever, fill in the blank. It's the thing that you've thought about for so long that you can't shake, okay? For me, it's this damn podcast where I turn on a light and I set up a microphone and I talk to, I don't know who, don't know who's listening, and hope that I inspire somebody. And I'm kind of adopting this idea that you can't take anybody somewhere you yourself haven't been. All right. So I'm getting healthy. I'm currently have two goals for this year. It's to get healthy and to document it in this podcast. And my 6 areas of health, in no particular order, are mental, physical, spiritual, financial, relational, and vocational. I want to be good at my job. Okay. Those 6 things. And I'm just going to give a quick update, and then I'm going to hop into the content of today. I kind of got to hurry just a little bit because I do have a volleyball game tonight. Random lore side quest update. I did join a volleyball league. It was on the bucket list. Shout out Noah. Shout out Colton for getting us signed up. But I have to get there, and I want to walk there. Okay, anyways. For my weight, if you are new here, I'm on a journey of losing a little over 100 pounds. At my heaviest, I was 329 pounds, and I'm trying to get to 220 pounds, and I'm documenting the journey, and I'm actually going to have a premiere of the documentary in 2027, which is not this year, but next year. I'm very excited. This is your informal invitation to that. But I'm down 10 pounds since my last weigh-in. It's been about, 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm very dialed in. Today, right now, I think I'm at 16 or 17,000 steps for the day. And I lifted this morning and I've been eating clean. I feel a little sick and low energy. I think it's just because I've been a little bit more militant on I'm not eating shit and I'm going to be moving. So I've been exercising. I do think I'm doing this in a healthy way. So don't be like, oh, you're working too much. You need to eat more food. Shut up. I feel like I'm pretty educated on what I'm doing because of people that have helped me. Okay. So health-wise, I feel pretty dialed. I'm pretty locked in. about 16,000 steps today. Yesterday, I had 31,000 steps. The day before that, what was it, Monday? 33,000 steps. Like, dude, I'm cooking. I'm cooking it on the walking. I'm cooking it on the eating. And I'm just excited. I'm also having this, I had this idea today, and I'm going to try to completely remove myself from all output. And I'm solely going to be focused on input. Roy, what the hell does that mean? What are you saying? This is what I'm saying. Is I actually don't think I'm going to hop on the scale until I do my next in-body scan in a month. I don't think I'm going to step on the scale at all. Before, like, I'd check every time I went to the gym, which is most mornings of the week. And I'm going to do that. And same, I've done that similarly with this podcast, where I don't really check the views. And I mean, I don't share it, so I know nobody's really watching. But it's like, I want to post something and I want to just be attached from what people think of it. I want to be attached from the views. I'm detached from those things, detached from followers, detached from all that stuff, because I don't care. I'm not doing it for that. And I think that's been really important to me and kind of grounding to be like, to know why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I'm doing it for reps. Because I know that when I do the thing, when you build it, they'll come, right? I don't know who said that actually. So I'm just building reps and I'm building proof really for me, because all of my insecurities are made up and really in my head. This feels like a joke, but I mean, look at this. Look at it. It looks good. It sounds good. Dope setup. Got it nailed down, whatever. So anyways, health is going good and all the other buckets are doing okay. But I want to get into today's message. Oh my gosh, totally work for a church. I want to get into today's episode topic, which is going to be about community. Because I feel like I'm actually doing really well, which is normal because March is usually when I get going, and April kind of carry that over. Random, but happy birthday, Dad. It's April 15th. Do your taxes. Happy birthday, Dad. But today, I want to talk about community, because as I've been reflecting and as I've been introspective, there is just so much good that is going on right now in my life. And I think the biggest thing is spiritually. This isn't a Christian podcast, but I am a Christian, and faith is important to me and is going to be a big part of the content that I'm making. And so just if you're not interested in faith, just hang on. Let me talk about this for 1 second. And then what I want to talk about today has nothing really to do with faith, kind of, but just hang in there, please. My faith journey has been amazing. And not amazing, but I almost feel new again. I almost feel just like soft and tender and hungry for God in a way that I have not been in a very long time. And I feel like I'm actually communing with him, just a weird word, but I feel like I'm actually spending time with him and getting to know him and actually submitting my life to him, which is kind of Christianity 101, but I just haven't done these things, and I've made excuses because of this reason, and this reason, so on and so forth. But that's been amazing. And community, which is the point of today's episode, has helped me with that. And my physical health has been doing pretty good, largely because of community. And, I can kind of go down the list of these other areas that have been pretty good. And it's because I stop and I look and it's like, oh, I stopped doing things alone. I'm going to say that again because you need to hear what I'm saying. I'm going to make it about you. You just need to stop doing things alone. And what's really beautiful about this idea, one, it's, I'm trying to not cuss. I'm trying to not say the F word so much. It's so damn elementary, this idea. Like, we feel alone, but we don't leave our apartment. That was me. Like, it's April. So, like, January, I started to, like, make a change as far as, like, not isolating. And it's not even, like, I wasn't going home in the guise of, or it wasn't in, like, the vein of, like, oh, I don't want to be around people, so I'm going to go isolate. It's just, like, I didn't want to put myself in group situations where I was uncomfortable. Like I went to a couple small groups and it is uncomfortable. And you know what? I don't really love going to those small groups, but I met one guy and we hang out probably every week since January, really. You know, at some point, 2 weeks don't go by where I don't see this guy. And it's been great because just the other day we got coffee and we were talking about some creative ideas that we have that actually make our heart come alive. And so me putting myself out there in a small group, I met this guy and we've worked out and we've watched games together, basketball games. We've played video games together, which I hate video games because I'm so bad. So I don't do that anymore with him. But we've gotten food together. We've gone on walks together. Like we're doing things together. I'm doing community. And there's a sense of accountability with that. And that all happened. That whole relationship happened. That whole friendship happened because instead of going home after work, I just left my apartment. And that there are 3 or 4 stories like that where it's instead of choosing to be alone, I actually chose to go and do something. And now I'm reaping the benefits of it. And I actually really love life right now. And I feel alive in areas because I chose to stop doing things alone. Okay. There's this other situation, another friend that I met him playing basketball, which honestly is the best place to meet people. Like my best friends have been because there's chemistry on the court. And if there isn't chemistry on the court, I just don't rock with you at all. Okay. So this other guy that I met, we started hanging out because of basketball. He lives close to me. We live close to each other. So we started hanging out, started talking some. And in January, before I went to this group, we were trying to find a group together. And we have a very, very similar worldview, which is great. I needed somebody that could understand my faith values because I have a lot of questions about faith. I actually described it today to somebody. I'm not wavering in my faith, but I have a lot of questions about my faith. I think in January, I was probably a little wavering in my faith. And so it was good to be with someone to be like, no, like Christianity is real. Like he also subscribes. Okay. Anyways, what I'm trying to say now is I gave one example of how things were good because I made a friend, because I did something uncomfortable where I just avoided isolation, where I felt lonely, but it wasn't like a cure to loneliness. It was like, I need to leave my apartment and do something. And then that led to the example that I just gave you. But there's something else that's really cool. This isn't very deep, but it's like, it gets me fired up. It gets me so fired up. And it's with this guy. Okay. January, we're sitting in his apartment. We were playing pool, hanging out, just chatting. It's the beginning of the year. So we kind of started talking about goals that we had. And not really like there were some personal goals, but it was more like things that we want from friends and community. And they were very simple. Okay. These were the goals. It was like, we want to host like a steak night or burger night and watch football with people or basketball or people, but we want to host. We want to be a place where people come and we just hang out. It's a bunch of people trying to love God, but also just want to have fun. Okay. Have a brewski, have some wine, have the game on, play some games, like nothing deep about it. Okay. So we wanted to do that. We wanted to find a group of guys to hang out with, to do that, but also to just watch games, to do stuff with, that are also trying to better themselves and trying to be the best versions of them for their families or for their future families or whatever. And so there was that. And then another one, which is really random, is we wanted to join a volleyball league. There's a volleyball league downtown on the river. It's super dope. Outside playing beach. And there were some other things, but those were kind of like the three that like we were hyped about. Like, oh, let's try to do this by summer. And last week was the first week of this volleyball game tournament, league, whatever. It's a rec league. It's not that serious. It's for fun. And I stopped and I looked at my dude and I said, dude, this is what we talked about. And it got me so fired up. And I remember saying the same thing when a group of us went to a park to play basketball. It's like, dude, this is what we talked about. And what makes everything so much better is that not only have we done those things, but this individual and I, we've spent a lot of time praying together. He sent to me a text today, praying for you, man. Hope you have a great day. And like, I try to send him those texts as well. And a lot of time, I mean, Monday night, it was storming. I love storms. And I sent him a text, hey, do you want to go for a walk? And we walked for like 2.5 hours into a storm. And it was so sick. Oh, it was so great. And we were just talking about everything from nothing to like things we're thankful for, to things about God, to dreams that we have for our life, for things that we admire and the people in our lives. And dude, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's everything I've ever wanted. And it's like, I don't mean to like say that in a very dramatic way, but it's just, 6 months ago, I was extremely lonely because my closest friends aren't close in proximity. They're in, sorry, I'm trying to not cuss. I almost said the F word, which isn't, whatever. I'm just trying to clean up. They're in fucking Minnesota and North Carolina, and they're in Baltimore, and they're in Kentucky. Those are my closest friends. Those are the people that I would normally hang out with. And so 6 months ago, yeah, man. I mean, ask my friends. And I think they would tell you that they were pretty concerned for me. One of my friends sent me a 9-minute voice note yelling at me saying, if you can't find the community that you're looking for, then you need to make it. And that's been sticking with me and has fueled me into this journey. And so I say all of that long-winded rant, especially about this most recent friend, because he and I are not special. There isn't some crazy connection. He moved to Kansas City for work. He hasn't even been in Kansas City for 12 months. He moved here for work. We met playing basketball. I got his number. We went and got food, and like literally the rest is history. He's an engineer. I work at a church. We don't go to the same church. We don't go to the same gym. Like, he just lives 5 blocks away from me, and there's nothing special about it. It does take intentionality. He has to be intentional to say yes to the walk. I have to be intentional to, ask him to walk or respond to him when he asks, do we want to host? But like, my life is so beautiful because of this friend. Like, my life is so beautiful because of this friend. And it's not a long friendship that we've had, but it's been very deep. And finding somebody that will pray with you and laugh with you and try to be better. I mean, that's one of my goals. That's one of my values. This whole damn podcast is about me becoming a better version of myself. And then to help people become better versions of themselves, of themselves, of yourselves. And so I'm just really blessed by that friendship. And goals are being met. My spiritual life is being enriched and deepened because I have someone to pray with, someone to ask questions with. We did a Bible study a couple weeks ago. Hype. And that's kind of all I'm really here to say is like, my life is beautiful and I'm grateful to be here. And it's because of the friends that I'm making. It's not just those friends. I mean, this friend and the other friend that I told you about, but even I had my friend from Minnesota and his wife. Those friends came down and visited. And it's just like, life is more beautiful because I'm not doing it alone. And so 1, I love life. 2, goals that I'm setting are being met. Like, I've accomplished goals. I'm able to literally cross this thing off. And then 3, community has given me perspective. I've said this before, but I love life and I'm happy to be alive now. But that has not always been the case. There have been some very dark moments, some very, very low points in my story, low points in my life. And gosh, like, if things were different, then I wouldn't have found these friends. And so now that I'm around people and I see other people that are going through hell, going through really shitty things, or are feeling things similar to that loneliness and darkness and all of those things that come with depression. I mean, like dark, clinically diagnosed depression, like very bad stuff, very dark stuff. And I'm able to have a different light because I'm around people, and I'm able to lean on my friends, and I'm able to just show up as I am because I've found true, genuine, authentic people that accept me for me. And that is so hype. It is so hype, let me tell you. So for you that's feeling alone, I guess that's really it. For you that's feeling alone, or for you with friends, that's really what this is for. You know, either you're feeling alone, you don't feel like you have friends, or like your friends aren't close in proximity because you moved away for whatever reason. Just leave your damn apartment. Just leave your damn apartment. Get out the house. Literally just go for a walk and open your mouth. Go for a walk. Open your mouth. I meet so many people. That Monday night when that friend and I went for a walk for 2.5 hours, we met Ed and his wife, who were here from Springfield, Illinois, to celebrate their anniversary. And we walked with them for like a couple blocks till they got to the jazz lounge that we recommended them. Like just leave your house and talk to people. Okay. If you don't feel like you have friends close in proximity, or you just don't feel like you have friends, just leave your damn apartment, open your mouth, ask questions. If you haven't read How to Win Friends and Influence People, go read that book right now. Okay. That is, people wonder why I'm able to talk to people or how I'm good with people. Literally, I just read that book like once a year or listen to that book once a year, and I call it good and just practice that. And so one point that I'll give you from that book is, if you want to seem interesting, be interested. Just ask questions about people. Where are you from? What do you like to do for fun? Are you working on anything special? Are you creating anything? I'm a creative. Oh, I can't believe I said that. I like creativity. and so just ask people questions about that, and just ask questions. Be interested. It also kind of goes back to my favorite Ralph Waldo Emerson quote of, in all my walks and every man that I meet, someone, like, they are my superior in some way. We can learn something from anybody. So just leave your damn apartment, ask some questions. And number 2, if you feel like you have friends, or you do have friends, people you're hanging out, just be intentional. Be intentional. That word has been gripping me recently because I was trying to describe myself to somebody, and fun was not one of the words that was coming to mind because we were talking about fun, whatever. Anyways, I was just thinking of words that would describe me, and I would hope that intentional is a word that describe me, to describe me. And so just be intentional with your friends. Like, use your word. Use your words. That's been something that has been gripping me a little bit, a lot of it recently, is just like using your words. Like, you can express gratitude to your friends. Like this friend that I was just talking about, I've expressed my gratitude towards him. And like explicitly, like, dude, you know, they say you're the sum of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. I want to spend more time with you because I admire the way that you work. And I admire the way that just the character that you have, and the way that you assume the best in people, and the way that you show up, and the way that you show up even when you don't have the energy to show up. And, oh, dude, no, you're the best. And so use your words. Use your words and be intentional with your friends. And set the tone. Set the culture in your friend group. Like, go to your friend group, pull up your group chat right now, or pause this and get on the phone with them. Say, hey, what do you want to do this summer? And just make a list. Like, you can just set culture. You can just do things. You can just go on trips, and you can just do things. I don't know how else to say it. Like, Noah and I wanted to do these things, and we just did it. And you know what? Because we're doing it together, things actually get done. I would not be on this volleyball team if our friend Colton didn't email the league and say, hey, we want to join, we missed the deadline. I wasn't sending them that email. Noah wasn't sending that email. And we're too busy. Like, there was something that wasn't going to get done. And our other friend is like, dude, I need this. We're doing it. And we did it. We've hosted because Noah's expressed he would love to host at his apartment. And I'll just invite people. And it's like, things will get done when we do them in community. So, leave your damn apartment. Set the culture. And honestly, it's non-negotiable if you're a Christian. Again, this isn't a Christian podcast. But if you subscribe to Christianity, do you realize that God himself is community in the Trinity? I mean, come on, guys. We have to do this life together. We have to. And when you do, growth will happen. Change will happen. And I believe that you'll be a little bit closer to having a little bit more fulfilled life. And so that's all I got for today. If you made it to the end, like, comment, subscribe. That's weird to say. And yeah, that's it. Exciting guest coming up next week. I'm very hyped. But control what you can control. Make it a great day. And I will see you on the next one.